No matter the makeup of your daily life, there comes a time for all of us when a break from the routine is essential. For many, RVing offers just such a reprieve. Whether over a weekend or for weeks on end, it's a journey into the great unknown before returning to the normalcy of everyday life. Yet for some, when the RVing bug takes hold, what began as a short break from the ordinary has a way of morphing into an all-encompassing lifestyle of the extraordinary.
I'm Peter.
And I'm John.
And we're the RV Geeks.
We've been full-time RVing since 2003, and we hit the road leaving our typical 9-to-5 business jobs for the freedom of being on the road.
And we only planned to be on the road for about 2 or 3 years. We thought maybe we'd find some new great place to live. And now, all these years later, we're still out here. We can't imagine living in a sticks and bricks house again.
Not in a million years.
If life on the road promises its passengers a roomy freeway of adventure, connection, and freedom, the source of its on-ramps are too numerous to count. Whether a part-timer or a careerist, for every RVer out there, you'll hear a unique story of how they came to make that life-changing decision to plunge into RVing. For Peter and John, that decision was an especially poignant one, as it came at the tail end of another life-altering scenario.
Aside from escaping the typical corporate rat race, one of the motivations for us hitting the road full-time was a health scare.
I'm a cancer survivor, and facing a serious illness at a young age, it was an eye-opener. It made us realize that we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Life can be shorter than you expect, and we want to live every day as fully as we can. And we find out here that we've created a life for ourselves that's not necessarily traditional. It's not what everyone thinks of as being the ordinary life. We're like many working-age RVers where we travel and work at the same time. But because we have no choice but to run our own business out here, it gives us a lot of freedom. Our day job is designing websites for RV parks. And one of the things we find funniest is that our customers have no clue where we are. We could be calling them from Timbuktu or out in the middle of the desert, and they have no clue.
And now, regardless of what happens to us health-wise or otherwise, nothing can take away the time that we've had traveling around in our RV and living the way we want to live.
A life of RVing is one of endless discovery. These discoveries are surely found in the sights, sounds, and connections experienced along the way, but they can also be located in what an RVer learns about themselves. Not only have Peter and John found this to hold true in their own travels, but what they have discovered about themselves has resulted in something that they now have the opportunity to share with thousands of present and future RVers worldwide.
We shared our love for RVing with friends who ended up buying an RV because we took them out and showed them how great it was. And then they started having questions about how to dump their black tank and how to sanitize their water system and just drive and do things in general. And
we started making videos for them to try and explain what we thought would be easier to do in a video format than just talking to them on the phone.
And we kind of accidentally ended up with a very popular YouTube channel where we share how to do things on RVs. Everything from driving to maintenance to operating systems.
Technology and things that are coming up new in the industry. So we're not trained RV technicians ourselves, we just are somewhat handy. Peter's good at turning the wrenches and I'm good at pushing all the buttons, so between the two of us we can figure just about anything out.
Ever since that life-changing decision made many years ago, the RV Geeks have watched their dream of a life on the road become one of reality. They may not have predicted that their experience would inspire so many others along the way, but it's certainly not something they take for granted.
We obviously love it out here. We wouldn't have been on the road so many years. And we think that a lot of people who've thought about taking the leap might be motivated, might be inspired to do it based on what we love sharing with you. Our whole goal is to help fellow RVers be comfortable out here and to be able to do it themselves as much as possible.
If we can do it, you can do it.